Hello, algebra students. All right. So yesterday we did one-step equations. Today we'll do two-step equations. Okay. So I'm making us start with a word problem here on the group practice. That's okay. We're going to come up with a two-step equation. Now, one of the things, I don't know how much this is would portray on the Regents, but on my tests, or on tests in most math classes, right? When you have a certain, let's say, topic you're working on, you're in a certain unit, you're doing certain problems. Very rarely will a teacher, I think most teachers, I know I don't do this, let's say put something from, September in a test in March. It very rarely happens, unless it's part of the problem that you may have learned, but in general, you're working on a particular topic. We're working right now on two-step equations, so I have an idea what this is going to look like, okay? A two-step equation is pretty much going to be, a number, right? Let's see, 8, and it's going to have of something either multiplied or divided by an x, right? Let's say it's multiplied by, I'm making numbers up, don't worry, by an x, and then it's going to be, have another step, which is either subtraction or, addition, so 2. Okay. We know it's going to look something like this. If you remember correctly, a two-step equation actually is looking a lot like, to me, y equals mx plus b, but let's forget that we know that. Okay, so we kind of know what it's going to we can have a skeleton. Okay, so our equation is going to look something like this. Number blank times x, our variable, plus or minus, let's say plus, because we can always make it a negative number, another number equals a third number. But it's going to take this form. It's going to be something like this. mx plus b, or however you want to, equals c, I guess. However you want to do it. So, let's do a little bit of work here. Remember, this is going to be multiplied or divided by a number. Okay, so let's look at the problem. You are making a bulletin board to advertise community service opportunities in your town. You plan to use half a sheet of construction paper for each ad. You need 5 sheets of construction paper for a title banner. You have 18 sheets of construction paper. How many ads can you make? How many ads can you make? Okay, so I'm already thinking about a whole bunch of things here. Okay, so I look at this problem. I'm going to go to my cubes method. My cubes method tells me first, circle the important numbers. Well, let's see. 5, 18. Here's kind of a hidden number. Half. Okay, now what half is? 1/2 is that 1 divided by 2. So that's a sneaky one. Use a half a sheet. If you use 2 sheets of construction shape paper, you would say 2, but half a sheet. Okay, that's a number. Okay. Underline the question and important information. Well, how many ads can you make? So how many ads? I think that's really the thing we'll have to figure out. How many ads? So x actually is probably going to be how many ads? How many of these ads are going to make? Okay. Underline any other important piece of information. It's an advertisement. I don't know. Okay. Now, next part is box any math action words. Well, I'll see some here. Each. Each tells me something. Each is multiplication. Every time you said each, 2 pieces of paper for each ad you make. 4 pieces. Half a sheet for each add. Each x, we already said, was adds. Each add. Each add. Multiply, add. Multiply x. Multiply x. So where do you think the half is going to go? Well, that makes sense. We go right here. Now, that means we got 2 spots to go. And we're going to eliminate some extra information. Community services, does this really matter? You're making a bullet board to advertise, so ads are important. Construction paper is important because it's one of the variables. Construction paper is important. Title banner. And you have 18 sheets of construction paper. Okay. How many ads can you make? So the question is, which one of these is going to be 18 and which one of these is going to be 5? Well, this is one of the ones we might have to step back. We're going to solve and show our work. This is the S, right? We eliminated important information. Now we're going to solve and show our work. So let's think of it this way. You need 5 sheets here, and you need a half a sheet here. You need, right? And you plan to use, or you need, right? I see those things. These are important in making it, right? This is how much you have. So if I use these, I'm going to need this many. So the question is 5 for my banner, right? I'm assuming only one banner. And 18 is the total number of sheets. So that would make sense. All this that I use would add up to 18 because I can't make more than what I have. I only have 18 sheets of construction paper. So let's rewrite this. I'm just going to make this a little bit easier on myself. I like to write this as x over 2. You could write it as 1/2 x and do the math that way. That's fine if you have a calculator. Plus 5 equals 18. Now, 2 steps. Okay, so in 2-step equations, except for one special case, we always do addition or subtraction first. Okay? It's opposite of PEMDAS because you're taking apart an equation. If you remember PEMDAS, whenever you did PEMDAS, there was never an x in PEMDAS. Because now we're kind of doing math. Algebra is doing math backwards. So we do subtraction, addition, division, multiplication, exponents, parentheses. Yeah, that's how crazy it is. Okay, so first we do subtraction because this is plus 5. So I'm going to say minus 5. Now if you remember, we draw our little line and we subtract 5 from both sides. This will get me a nice 0 equals 18 minus 5. Put that in the calculator, I get 13. Now, next step, x divided by 2. Well, the opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply both sides by that 2, here and here. 2 divided by 2 is just 1. That just leaves us with x. And finally, 13 divided by 2, I put that in my calculator. I get the number 26. So I can make 26 adds. Okay, so important thing to remember here. We'll get another color. Let's make what would be important color be purple, I guess. I don't know. Okay. This you do first. Addition, subtraction first. Add, subtract first. Then here, multiplication or division second. Okay, so when you're doing 2 steps, except for the one special case that I'm going to talk about. All right. Have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you in a minute.